So isocratic illusion, this term is used in chromatography. Okay, and this term is used in chromatography for mobile phase. Okay, and one condition that is associated with the utilization of this term in the mobile phase is that it should have a constant concentration. Okay, the concentration should be constant. Okay, furthermore, the concentration of what? Concentration of the mobile phase should be constant, and that should be throughout the chromatographic process. Okay, and during this process, what you will observe that the peak width means W1 and W2 will increase with respect to the retention time. Peak width, that is a W1 and W2 will increase with respect to the retention time, and that increase would be linear in the chromatogram, and that increase would be linear in the chromatogram. However, one disadvantage or the demerit is associated with the isocratic illusion is that the illusion of the peak is very late. Illusion of the peak is very late, and sometimes it gets very flat and broadened. Okay, flat ban jata hai ya फिर broadened हो जाता है. Therefore, the peaks become difficult to recognize as peaks. So whether it is the original peak or the ghost peak, so recognition becomes a issue with the isocratic illusion. Okay, I repeat, isocratic illusion is the term utilized in the chromatography where mobile phase has the constant concentration, and the concentration of the mobile phase is constant throughout the process. Okay, and during the whole process, what is our observation? We observe that the peak width increases. Okay, with the respect to the retention time in the chromatogram. Agree? Okay. Hello, you are with me? You all are with me? Am I audible to all of you, beta? Yes. Can I assume you're hearing me? Hello. Audible? Hello, audible? Hello, audible? Yes. Am I audible to all of you, beta? Okay. Hello. Please unmute yourself. I request all to unmute yourself. Yes. Hello. You're hearing me? I'm not getting your voice. That means there is some problem. Hello? Hello? Please speak up, beta. Speak up loudly.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So, one disadvantage associated with the isocratic illusion is that what is it that disadvantage? So, illusion of the peaks are very late. Okay, and they get very flat and broadened, and therefore these broad peaks become difficult to recognize. That means there may be a possibility that the generation of the ghost peak may happen, and you can't differentiate between the ghost peak and the original peak. So this may happen in the isocratic illusion. How? Okay. Moreover, in isocratic illusion, okay, selectivity doesn't change according to the column dimension. That means what does that mean by the selectivity is not going to change according to the column dimension? that means that the selectivity is independent of the changes in the column dimension. If you do some changes in the column dimension, okay, don't worry, the selectivity is not going to be affected. However, the length and the diameter are considered as the column dimensions. Therefore, the peak elute in the same order. Therefore, the peak elute in the same order. Okay, so that is called as the isocratic elution. Now, furthermore, gradient elution. Okay, gradient elution is again a term used in the chromatography. Okay, now in the isocratic, we have kept the concentration constant. In the gradient elution, we vary the concentration. Okay, in gradient elution, what we do, we vary the uh, concentrations. Okay, so in other words, the concentration of the mobile phase does not have to remain constant. Okay, so constant is not a condition in gradient elution for the concentration of the mobile phase. Example, HPLC, a common separation method used. Okay, and what it uses? It uses again a solvent that is called as the methanol, 10%. Okay, initially, and ends up at 90%. Okay, and thereafter increasing the concentration gradually. Furthermore, mobile phase has two components. Okay, and these are the two solvents, weak solvent and the strong solvent. Okay, now what is the function of the weak solvent? Okay, so weak solvent allows easily the passage, okay, of the solute, okay, to elute slowly. Furthermore, while the strong solvent causes the rapid elution of the solute. In the reverse phase chromatography, we use water as the weak solvent and organic solvent as the strong solvent, and organic solvent as the strong solvent. Moreover, the gradient elution method decreases later eluting the components to make them elute faster. Okay, and whatever the peak is achieved here we get a narrow peak in the chromatogram. Okay, now what are the advantages of the gradient elution? Okay, it improves the peak shape. Peak shape को ये अच्छा करता है, ठीक है ना? Thereafter it improves the peak height also. Okay, furthermore, in the gradient elution type, the elution changes with the changes in the column dimension. Okay, so gradient elution changes with the changes in the column dimension. Okay, now what are the differences between the isocratic and the gradient elution? Okay, so the term isocratic and the gradient elutions, they are used. Okay, isocratic and gradient describe the properties of the mobile phase. The key difference is the isocratic refers to the maintenance of the constant, whereas gradient, we know that it maintains the varying concentration in the mobile phase. Okay, so all these things are there. Thereafter, in the isocratic elution technique, the peak width increases with the retention time, and that happens linearly. Peak width increases with the retention time, and that happens linearly. However, in gradient elution technique, the retention of the late eluting peaks is decreased so that the elution becomes faster and gives narrow peaks. Apart from that, isocratic elution selectivity doesn't depends upon the column dimension. That means selectivity is independent of the column dilution. But in the gradient elution, one thing is there, that the selectivity changes with the changing column performance. Let's have a tabular review. So isocratic and the gradient. Isocratic, easy to operate. Furthermore, gradient, easier elution of the compound and high affinity of the column. Isocratic can be performed with single pump. Okay, gradient program a rinsing phase that avoids the cross contamination. Furthermore, in isocratic, no cleaning of the column between the two samples. Okay, rinsing cycle mandatory. Okay, that means rinsing you have to do it. In gradient elution, you require two pumps or the solvent distribution valve. So most of the instruments are equipped, so no need to do the rinsing. In isocratic, low elution of the most of the retained compound is there. Okay. Furthermore, in gradient elution requires a higher precision of the pumps or the valves or to reproduce the same gradient from one sample to another. Now features: complexity, simple, easy to set up. Okay, gradient requires careful method development. Okay, separation efficiency, suitable for simple non-complex samples. Gradient elution, ideal for complex multi-component analysis. Analysis time, longer analysis time in isocratic, faster analysis, especially for the complex mixture. Cost, highly economical in isocratic, typically more expensive to the multiple solvents in gradient dilution. Consistency, very reproducible, can be less reproducible without proper gradient control. Flexibility, limited flexibility for complex samples, higher flexible for a variety. Means well, number of samples can be done by gradient analysis. Isocratic is limited to very short number of compounds. I hope this is clear to all of you. Speak loudly. Yes. Hello. Speak loudly. Hello. Please unmute yourself. Have you got it? Have you got it, beta? Hello.
Yes, sir.
Okay, 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 okay. So this completes our HPLC part. Okay. Any doubt? Very happy to help you. And any questions? We're ready to help you and sort out that questions. Okay. So don't get confused that just completing the chapter won't complete the syllabus. Okay. If you have any problem till second sessional exam, please ask me. Post second sessional exam, you can also ask all the things. Okay, I'll be preparing the MCQs, list of MCQs. Okay, so most of them I had posted. Okay, furthermore, any special thing if I got it, okay, I'll post it. Okay, post second sessional, I'll be providing you with that 5 sets of the IMA paper. Okay, so that paper you have to solve it at home. Okay, so that will serve the purpose. Furthermore, you got your first sessional marks. Yes. Hello.
No, sir.
You haven't got your first sessional marks. Okay, I apologize for the same because I am there in my hometown Nagpur. Okay, so I had done 65 papers. Thereafter, some time may be required. Very sorry for that, but can't help it because still I am recovering, beta. Okay, very soon I'll do it. Okay, and we will provide you all these things. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now I'll be taking your attendance. Don't go anywhere.